Hey guys, it's Viewmaster's Reactions, and we're back with Campaign 2, Episode 59, Part 2. Sorry for the confusion of the order in which everything came out this week. I reacted to everything up until this point. This is Wednesday. My brother left several hours ago. I said I would get this part out right after he left, which I'm going to do. You'll probably see it later tonight or maybe Thursday this week, because I still haven't released the Patreon hour yet. The Patreon hour and everything is going to be done after this. I had to finish this up, edit it, and then I'm going to handle Patreon. The reason everything is discombobulated, the second I finished the Patreon hour, my brother pulled up, and I just totally forgot to edit everything up. By the time I realized, oh my God, I didn't edit everything, it was like the day I was supposed to release everything, and we had hockey games we were going to, it was Easter, we had all these plans, because my brother only shows up for a couple days, so we try to get as much in as possible. Either way, I'm on track now. We'll get this the same day, if not a day, half a day later than usual. We're still obviously on course for the live stream Friday, but last we saw with this, we saw Talks Machina, we did everything else. We had Ford roll a 26. We went into a tower. We uncovered a hidden trapdoor with 3 vials in it, a box that Jester painted a fake hole. I was going to say a lock, but she just painted a hole, stuck her finger in, unlatched it. We open it up. We get a platinum necklace. I don't know how much it's worth, but it's platinum, so we know it's worth a bit. And we got a letter. We also, I think, had a picture of somebody. I rewound it about 30 seconds or so, so we're right at the part where Jester's about to decide to paint the lock, and we're going to find out right now. I paused it immediately because I didn't want to know yet. I wanted to experience it with you guys in the YouTube video so that we could all see it and not just Patreon. I hope it has extreme relevance and it's somebody we know, but we're about to find out. You guys want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see the Patreon hour exclusive for every episode of Campaign 2, Peaky Blinders, Person of Interest, Doctor Who, Legend of Korra, Death Note, hundreds of other shows and movies in the link below for Patreon. Check it out. If not, Campaign 2, Episode 59, Part 2.
What if I use my painting tools and I'm going to paint a
the
hole
lock.
on the lock?
We're going to have one of these.
Okay, so you use a bit of the paint and you paint a little hole, and all of a sudden your finger goes through, and your finger can reach inside the box.
And there we go.
And you open it from the inside.
Are they saying Game Genie up there? I feel like they're saying Game Genie, but it's not in the subtitles. Game Genie, old Nintendo stuff. I love it. I mean, they still might have stuff.
There is a locket of like a platinum chain. It's decently made, and a folded letter.
And a
the
folded
locket,
letter.
It opens up.
And there's a picture. That's where we ended, right there.
Who is it? Who is it of?
On the
I look over her shoulder.
okay.
The picture.
The letter
Not
is
written
not
in
written
common.
in common. Do any of you speak Undercommon?
Undercommon.
Give it to me, I will tell you what it says.
All right, Liam's going to tell us
What is
Undercommon.
the...
Cheers to Undercommoners.
Inside there is a
We're gonna get Rickrolled.
somewhat debaucherous image of a dark elf woman who's barely covered. It looks like it's been very, very, very carefully painted by hand.
We got some...
Never going to give you up. Never going to let you down.
Never... Oh.
I'll be in my mining fort bunk. Caleb sits on the ground and begins
gonna give you
to... he pulls out the one book and begins to
Take it,
ritual.
make sure it's not magical.
Okay, he's doing his thing.
Is it magical, Caleb?
10 minutes
Give him a
later, he's
second.
ignoring
Is it
Jester.
magical,
Caleb,
Caleb?
Caleb, is it magic though? Is it magic? Can you tell if it's magical?
I have a very unique
Just to
brain.
read it.
Caleb, is it
Just to
magical?
read it. Just to read it. To read it. Just to read it.
Just to read what?
Read the. I want to read it. Read it out loud.
Well, but it's, I can't understand
Just read
it.
it. Just
My God,
read
they
it.
are chaotic at best. Look at it. I love it. I love that Ashley's here too. I'm going to keep pointing it out because we haven't had Ashley Johnson in so long. But I just enjoy seeing her
shouting on
lovely
top of each
face.
other.
So you're
It makes me
casting
think of Brian Foster as well,
comprehend
who I
language,
also
and you
adore.
can read it.
Yeah, 10 minutes later.
What's it say?
It reads, "My dear, sweet
Bodo, no
Bodo."
way! Are you kidding me? You kidding me? That is amazing.
We got all the embarrassment shit we need. Keep going.
I love that it's
It
Bodo.
is difficult without you at my side these days.
Oh my
It
God,
goes
we
into
have a love
lengthy
letter to Bodo
description
from an elven woman with a naked
Their
picture.
torrid affair and the importance of keeping it secret.
How did Bodo like it?
My God.
Bodo, it seemed to enjoy it.
How did Bodo
No,
like
but
it?
where did Bodo like it?
Where did Bodo like it? Oh my God.
You learn
Liam, too much information, but yes,
this,
do
the
answer.
Civius union that they've carried on for quite some time.
I need specifics, man.
What's the woman's name?
They were into food stuff, weren't
Oh yeah,
they?
what's it signed?
It's just signed as a V. That's all.
As a V?
With a V. Signed
there's
with a
elements of it
V.
that are kept somewhat vague. You get the sense as like this communication is designed to be as much as they can on the DL.
Signed with a V. Who do we know with that name?
All right, we've got
So, yeah,
some
there you go.
evidence.
Is
Who
this
do we
magical?
know with a V
Is
name?
this magical? Is this
Well,
fucking magical? Is
obviously,
it
I
magical?
should
Is it
have
magical?
that.
It's a titty
But
picture,
clearly,
just in case.
it's a
Well,
titty
go
picture.
ahead.
Did you say a
Titty
titty
picture.
picture?
Ritual
It's a
cast.
magic titty
Another 10
picture.
minutes go by with
Oh
everybody.
my God, I
yelling.
love it. A magic titty.
It is not magical.
It's not magical,
It is.
so it isn't a magic titty
Sweet.
picture.
Put this on.
We have lost the day on that one.
What is
It gives you Yeah, what is balloon porn? Oh God, yeah, what is that? Why does
Google will
Why
help you
does-
later on.
Don't encourage this.
Some people do, but why does Laura know and want balloon
SEO for
porn?
balloon porn goes up 500%.
I don't want to be responsible for that.
Anyway,
I don't
King
want to
shame.
be responsible for balloon porn
All right. So,
skyrocketing. What is that?
another hour of you guys
I can
doing
only
this
imagine
passes.
the
The
many
sun
things
begins
that
to
could include.
the sky, clouded as it is, begins to turn towards the oranges and reds of sunset as you hear a dull horn in the distance just kind of blare, and the giants kind of look over in that direction.
They're
And
back.
they say to you, they're returning.
The other giants are back. 5
Are we safe?
returning.
Are we safe?
We
Yeah,
have
don't- make
3
sure
on
they
our
don't kill us.
side so
Should we duck
far.
out?
Should we maybe go? Can we go in the bubble or something so they can't hurt us in case they don't like us?
That
Let's-
takes too much time, probably. At this point.
we have the good favor of their leader. We'll be fine.
Let's step inside one of
Is it
these
their
tents
leader
until
though?
they can
She's
discuss.
just the leader of
So you
those
guys
2.
all
What if
dodge
there's
inside
like
one of the tents.
a
Make
lot of
stealth
Sornas?
check, all of you.
I mean, is Sorna the main
Should I
leader?
stay out of the
Maybe she
representative
is.
or-
Have you taken your moorbounders in with you, or are they still out in the forest? By the way?
Oh,
I think we should have took the moorbounders in. We can move faster. I feel like the moorbounders can move as fast, if not faster, than giants. Because
If you kill them,
earlier
I'm going to kill you.
they said at your pace it'll take 3 hours. So let's take the moorbounders, and they can sprint.
stealth roll.
Natural 20 by Ashley.
That's terrible. That's a 1, so that's a 2.
2-0. That's a 20 for me.
Nice.
20, 30, natural 20.
Same.
Okay.
Damn,
Interesting
rolling
spread there.
high. Everyone's rolling
So,
good.
you hear the heavy footfalls and some conversation happening from the other side of the heavy gate that bisects this open yard, where it leads into the actual mining camp that the steelworks are built around. You can see one of the heavy gates swing open, and 5 giants come in, all covered in metal plates. It's roughshod metal armor. It looks like scale mail if you tried to make it after somebody described to you what scale mail was. And you're like, I can
So they
make
probably
that, and
got
you
the
just kind of
metal.
haphazardly piece it together. It's
makes
not
sense.
well crafted. They're not used to metal work. They're much more of a stone carving people. But whatever it is spooked them enough to start adopting metal in hopes of being a better defense versus whatever
Makes
forced them out of their
sense.
home. One of them in particular is, well, they're all pretty lithe in their bodies. One of them appears to be bigger than the rest, and seems to be the one that led the hunting party. You can see them as they
So
come in. They're
they're-
dragging
I
behind
mean,
what
what
looks
if
to be
he's the leader?
4
What if-
wolf corpses, their heads all smashed, and another one's carrying what looks to be 3 giant spiders that
Live?
have also had kind of the tops of their heads smashed.
Oh my God.
They
3
begin throwing a
giant
bunch
spiders.
of errant furniture into a pile, whatever is wood in the vicinity.
Make a
and,
fire? Start
you watch
cooking this
as
stuff?
Sorna
A
approaches
hunting party. They got
the
food.
leader and raising her hand causes a flame to burn into a bright bonfire. They begin to
Right.
prepare the animals for cooking and eating. While this happens, Sorna approaches the heavier one and they begin talking. They're far enough away. They're about 100 feet away from you at this point. Where you, unless you want to make a perception check. to
I hope
listen
it all
in.
goes good.
try.
I would definitely try to take a shot at
See what we
listening.
get. Natural 20. So
Natural
that's
20, which makes it a
I'm just meditating.
29.
Whispering.
Yeah. So even
What
at
are
this distance,
time
you
for that roll?
Shh, keep it
Voices
down,
carry.
okay? No one can hear us now. You hear them arguing over the direction to go. Sorna is presenting the idea of returning and reclaiming. The other one is arguing it's a lost cause. Let's stay here, take what we can, and rebuild. Maybe a few more months, and then maybe build somewhere else in in the mountains. Sorna says, we don't have time for that. The people who came here want to come back also, and begins to say, like, we were attacked. And he says, what? Did you kill them? And she said, no. They've presented an option to help us.
At least everything's
And
on
responds with,
the
you
level.
know you cannot trust folks smaller than your shoulder. She goes,
I like
I
that. You
understand,
can't trust
but
folks
who
smaller
of
than
us
your shoulder.
claims the leadership here. And he gets really tense and up into her face, and he stands a good 3 feet over her.
So Sorna is the boss.
And there's a moment of tension. He diffuses and goes, you bring the fire, we bring the muscle, we work together to survive.
All right.
She goes, exactly. You
Beautiful.
remember my words. They say they wish to help. I will go with them. Do any of you wish to come as well? And he says, we just returned, we're tired. And to be honest, if you want to trust small folk, you can go.
So we'll take the
'Cause
people
if you
we
don't come
befriended,
back, I
so
can
to
lead us
speak.
to the next stage of our life.
All right, so we'll get 3 people.
She gets kind of tense about it.
Control that.
She goes, well, leave them be. Keep your eyes. I trust one of them.
All right.
He nods. And where are they? At which point you hear Sorna's voice ring out and says, you can show yourselves.
I'll come out first.
I wouldn't. I mean, it's probably not going to be the case, but I wouldn't be surprised if the big dude is like they're there the whole time. What if
suppose
they
that
were
means the
tricking
decision has been
you?
reached.
But at least, I mean, hey, let's not even
The
go there
one
yet.
with all like the heavier armor
Let's
is
see who this
kind of
dude
taller
is.
goes, you weren't kidding. Oh, you're bigger than most small folk.
That's what they tell me.
That's what they tell me. Caduceus.
I'll go out.
Nog comes out the tiniest of all.
They have like a hearty chuckle at the comparison.
The biggest one's got to be, what, 15 feet, 18
If any of you
feet?
turn,
I mean,
on
the
Sorna,
giants themselves were probably
you will
12 to
find
15 feet. He's the biggest one.
There's been enough fighting, and I think everyone deserves their home. And there are people who feel strongly for this place, and they will come back and fight for it because it belongs to them. And so, in turn, we will fight for what's yours because it belongs to you.
one of the
That was
other
beautifully
other
worded.
giants there.
I
kind
got
of
worried
leans into the other
because it
people.
sounded almost like,
I'm not
uh-oh.
going back.
I thought he was going to slip
Good.
up a little,
We're
but
not
no.
going back.
Not because it's Caduceus. I just
They-
thought it was going in a weird direction at first.
The fact that you all killed
Perfectly
all that
worded.
and are afraid of what's there is definitely worrisome.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You should be.
Ask
Yeah.
how many of their people got killed in the attack.
Oh,
Was it just the one, or was it multiple?
I hope this isn't a sore subject, but what were your numbers before the attack?
We were 12.
All right, so
Okay.
they lost 4.
Okay. I'm sorry.
4 zombie giants. Ooh, he's thinking about zombie giants. That's
Just the
Game of
giants,
Thrones
much better
type
than
shit.
Caduceus.
Oh,
Remember
they're-
when zombie
they're-
giants
They're about
was a thing?
Double
between
and a half.
18 to 20 feet tall.
Yeah.
18 to 20 feet tall.
I mean, you
All
can-
right,
you
so
can-
I
you
was
can see.
underestimating. I said 15 to 18, and the big dude might be topping that. They're a little
let's
higher
get
than I
some
thought.
rest and then we'll
I
go
was
in
trying
the
to.
morning.
I didn't want to over assume. I always try to
Sorna
go
looks
on the
back and
lower
kinda gives a
end
nod,
rather than over
tends to the fire. They
exaggerate.
begin to cook the food.
But dear God.
The smell is surprisingly tasty smelling, especially when it comes to the wolf meat and whatever spider meat. You've not
Wolves
seen
and
somebody
spiders,
pull
my
spider meat from a
favorite
spider
meal.
this large and prepare it for eating. Uniquely white type stringy meat that are pulled from the inside of the shell.
It looks like mozzarella.
Kinda, yeah.
Anything
Mozzarella.
left, or is it all in the fire?
I mean, it's all being placed on areas right above the fire, not directly into it necessarily. You can see they've taken some of the metal pikes and weapons and stuff, and they've kind of built a small lattice to cook on top of. They're intelligent giants.
Yeah,
They're
I
not
was gonna
the
say,
dumb-hill
they're
giants
doing
you've
their-
encountered
their-
before.
their shit.
They seem to be at least of average
They're
intelligence.
cooking
Some of them more
lovely stuff.
Sorna
I feel like
particularly
this
seems to
might be
a
too
little
loud.
more,
I don't know why it matters now because we're done in
little
like
more
2 minutes.
head-driven than maybe the others. But as food is not offered
Actually,
to you,
We still do have.
all of them seem to be very intent on
We
just
must have
watching
way
your
more time
goings
than I
about.
thought.
So while they do not make any aggressive actions, there isn't a moment that you're traversing out in the open that you don't have at least 6 sets of eyes staring at you from 15 or more feet above.
Great.
Boba for the
Quacktastic.
group.
Boba?
Do I, based on the descriptions that we've got in the studies that I've had at the reserve, do
I
any
thought
of
we
the
had 15
descriptions
minutes. We might
match
have
with
30.
any
We might have like 20,
demonic
25 minutes.
creatures or
Make an Arcana
devil
check.
creatures that I would know? Arcana.
Arcana check. Here we go.
Okay.
Yucky. Okay.
17. Not bad.
17. I would say you, from the way they describe the flying creature, the only one that you really got a clear description of, you've read something about a demonic entity known as a chasme.
Ooh, I've never heard that before. It doesn't look like they have either. Ooh, maybe
all that you
Tal'dorei
know
has.
is-
Tal'dorei looks. I
They're
don't know. He didn't look like he was
generally pretty
stunned
terrifying.
by a chasm.
They look like a massive bloated mosquito, kind of bluish
Delicious.
in color, with weird humanoid type elements like hair and things that protrude from it. You don't know much more than that. You know you've come across it, and just the way they described it, and kind of the proboscis type, point in the
Definitely a
face.
mullet.
You're like,
Definitely a mullet.
you're like, they said a long.
I owe you money
They,
for that word.
they said a long
Proboscis.
face that pierced in siphon. You're like, that. I remember the image, and the image in your studies comes to mind. You're like, oh, I hope it's not that. That's all you remember.
I hope it's not that.
Well, hope it's not
The
what. I'm just kind of looking up in the sky.
you-
Look like
Oh,
a cow.
sorry.
You all know how
I
I
thought I
feel
was
about
talking out
bugs.
loud.
That was gross. Travis
I remember
had
I might
my
have fallen
words
asleep in
exactly. All right,
class, or
I
I
get
might have
it.
been hungover.
A disgusting,
But I think I
bloated
remember this
mosquito,
time
blue in color,
we
with
learned about these
humanoid
demon creatures and they
like
were
hair.
like giant mosquitoes with people faces and bad mullets.
Are
and
you
they're like,
fucking with us right now?
No.
Very
Definitely
specific.
sketching this in my
they were-
journal.
Mosquitoes with humanoid
They were called
faces and bad
cosmates.
mullets. Chasmes.
Yeah, the S is a dollar sign, according to Liam's. Yeah, like Kesha,
Slight
but
adjustment.
Kasame.
Slight adjustment.
Yeah.
Isn't it Chasmes?
Oh my
Flying Keshes. We have to beware of flying Keshes.
About my own spells.
Oh my god.
So, you guys go rest for the evening.
Yes.
We're gonna
Buy
go with the
my
bubble,
own
I assume. Yeah,
Probably
yes,
should've,
you
'cause they
assumed
would
correctly.
stop us.
Yes, we're not going to
I
let
wonder
that
if I
happen.
could ask them for some of that spider meat. It's my favorite food.
Do it, man. Come on.
You've had spider meat before, then?
Yasha,
Go ask
Yasha's favorite food is spider meat,
just to communicate.
and that's what they're
Use
cooking.
gesture to communicate.
It's our lucky day. We get spider meat.
So as you guys are all bedding up, you head over to the
Head
bonfire.
over to the bonfire.
And I'm making the bubble while she does that.
Okay. So as you guys are preparing for dinner, or for the evening to bed down, the dark sky overhead, no stars above, the clouds that largely cover Zoras for the most part, which you're very familiar with, are above. It's a bit of the clearing here in the middle of the forest, the Vermalock. As you step through the barrier of the two areas, the gates open. You can see the big burning bonfire. It's probably 15 feet on any given side, and it's burning up 30 feet in the air. You can see ashes and cinders kind of floating up, and you can see looks to be not all of the giants. 5 of them are still kind of sitting around the fire, and they're conversing and having conversations, and they're pulling off meat and eating it. And as you approach, they all kind of stop talking and look over towards you. All eyes on you as you step up towards the fire, kind of taking your place among the circle.
Can I have some of this?
They all kind of look at each other. They gesture towards it.
I pull off the juiciest leg.
The
It's partially in the fire, so you actually reach into the flame for a minute, and you kind of pull it off.
That's
it snaps,
badass.
and kind of part of it kind of dangles a little bit as you
Yasha.
pull it out, and they kind of all begin to lean
To
in.
water.
They all lean in to
My
watch.
mouth starts to water. She is really loving it.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while, and it is delicious.
It's been a while.
I hate you all so much.
Spider meat, delicious. I mean, I've never tried spider meat for the sheer fact that we don't have spiders that are probably nearly as big as
I
these ones.
finish the leg, I lick my fingers, and I walk back to the bubble.
I wouldn't eat it.
But,
I wouldn't want it.
Thank you very much.
Indiana
That was
Jones reminds me of that, where they were
Very
eating the
good.
giant bugs and stuff. I'm good.
Gonna gesture, and one
I
of
don't
the safety
need
things in
hard
giant.
shelled. I like meaty, chewy
Yup.
things. I don't want hard shelled, disgusting crap.
You
But
walk
the
back.
spider might actually be. She said it was
do you wanna
juicy like
try?
meat.
Oh,
Try it.
okay.
Try it. I want to see Jester's
Back
reaction.
over.
It probably isn't that bad because it's super
Their
big
amusement
meat.
seems to have dissipated slightly as you've now come back for seconds on what is a meal that they spent most of the day
I'm
hunting.
leaving.
Teeny bite.
One of them reaches forward and like picks off this itty bitty little piece and flicks it towards you, Jester. Which a tiny piece for them is still like a handful.
Yeah, I was gonna say a tiny
Go ahead and
piece.
make an dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity
Saving
saving throw.
throw?
Do we save the food? Catch the food.
That's
Oh,
almost really awesome. 11.
11.
She drops
You go to
it.
catch it and
Right
hits
in
you
the
right in the
face.
face. You tumble back and
Oh,
kind of ass over tea kettle onto the ground
An
and
ass
reach up
over
and
tea kettle.
pull the still juicy spider meat from your face.
It's actually a very good piece, so if you don't eat it all, I will have whatever you do not eat.
Share it. She's gonna share it.
It's good, yeah.
It's not too bad. It's reminiscent of like a tougher crab.
That's what I was thinking it was going to taste like.
I
tastes
dig
kind of like a
crab
cup of crab.
meat.
It's like a
I dig me
like
some
instead
crab
of
meat.
seafood, it's land
I'm a
food.
big fan of seafood. So if it's got that kind of consistency, I probably would enjoy
We'll
it.
ask you both to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, Constitution saving
Wait,
throw.
is this like is this one of his jokey times?
No, there's poison in
Is
it.
there
time.
poison? I was gonna say. Oh shit! Look,
Oh god.
25.
9.
25.
is there poison in it?
Yeah.
You eat it and it's delicious, and you're like, yeah, I did it. And you both go back to bed, and you recall the spiders of the Vermaloc.
Oh,
they're
shit.
they're
What's
massive
wrong with them?
and they're venomous.
Terrible diarrhea. Maybe the
Jester, you
giants
start
can digest it
Getting a
better.
little bit of that sound in your stomach.
Maybe the
you
giants
consider
are built
poison for the
with-
next hour.
What about the giants? They're just immune to it. They weren't.
Get the spins.
Spins?
Yeah.
What's a spin?
Oh, the spins.
It's where you're pooping, but you have to throw up at the same time.
Oh god! You are going to squirt. Do not do it inside of
Oh
the dome.
god! Yeah, don't
No,
squirt in the
but they want
dome.
to step on me if I leave.
Like a lawn sprinkler.
Don't squirt in the
I
dome.
accompany Jester and hold her hair back.
That might not be what you're
How does that help her ass?
I hold her hair back.
That should be a
It's super
shirt.
awkward
Is that a
while she's
shirt?
squatting.
Don't squirt in the dome. I didn't think.
Okay.
Did the giants
yeah.
know that would happen?
Vegetation, please.
Crest.
An evening of
Just lavender scents.
Every time
Just Harry
before I
Potter it up.
make, every time before I have to fart, I use thaumaturgy to make it sound like birds
Oh my
chirping
God.
so nobody can hear it.
Every time Jester has gas, we use thaumaturgy to mask the sound.
Definitely one of the most unique uses of thaumaturgy, I think.
We haven't had
in my
thaumaturgy in a
experience so
while.
far.
This could be the end. Matt's gonna probably say the goodnight.
Okay. So, after an evening of bonding,
Here we go.
a full night's rest is gained. It takes you a little longer to recover by the morning, but you had your spider meat. You tried spider meat. The cold morning greets you as you emerge from the hut. There's that morning frost that's gathered across what bits of the foliage and dead leaves that are kind of cover the open ground here within the steelworks. Most of the giants are still sleeping. There's two of them that are awake. They're all just kind of passed out on the ground, out around where the bonfire was, which is now this low cinder. There's still smoke pouring up from it. You can see the embers and the elements that were once the furniture and other things that were gathered for it. Some shapes are still recognizable inside the bonfire, but they're mostly burned out.
Chair.
You hear some rustling, and across the way, by the southern gate, you can see Sorna currently has placed a big cloak over her shoulder.
Ready to go.
And is gathering and putting, looks like rocks inside a big heavy satchel on the side. Takes the staff and mounts it and turns around
Whipping
and looks at the
rocks.
rest of you.
That's the weapon of choice.
Let's go.
You want to like?
Are
follow
the other
your-
two giants coming with us? I see Sorna.
More
The
bound.
Moorbounders?
Yeah, I thought we were going to get them.
Yeah, I would definitely take the
On
Moorbounders.
the way out.
Yeah. Okay.
the way the Giants are talking, I feel like they would move at
as you
the
ride them in,
pace.
Sorna looks kind of a bit. Just kind of looks to you and goes, "I'm not familiar with these beasts, but keep them controlled."
Do our best.
Yeah, Sorna's taking a lot of risks here.
New friends.
But, I mean, we did,
Right.
you know, we did have the
Turtles.
upper hand and could have killed them. So whatever.
She knows.
Sorna is not comfortable with these things, but definitely seems to just let them be your problem for now. Opening the southern gate, you all exit and begin to make your way into the Vermalock forest. At her behest, you see Sorna is now guiding the path. The land speaker taking you towards where this problem all seemed to start. And that's where we'll take a break here.
See, they're not saying the other two guys. I thought maybe we'd get Sorna and the two guys that we fought.
You do?
Because
you do.
the other guys were like,
You have
we
a
just
giant
came
druid
back
fighting with you.
with the hunting party. You have a giant druid, okay.
No, they're not going to
So-
leave this space. They're like we'll lose one of our kind, and the
Oh,
one that
one.
seems to
Okay,
have the,
so there's the confirmation.
you know,
I was
most
like, maybe
faith
I
in you all.
misunderstood. They
But
probably
so
said it
either don't
earlier
wanna
and
go back or
confirmed it.
don't
I
wanna
just thought
possibly
we would
let
get
the
at
rest
least
of the
one
humans have an
more.
opportunity to take this back while
The
you're
one with the
missing.
biggest brain.
All right, so Sorna is
So we'll be
taking a
back here in
shot.
just a few minutes. Before we come back, we do have our Wormwood giveaway. My friends at
giveaway.
Wormwood. Tonight, our we get to look
Let's
at
have
this.
a
This
drink
is
while Matt
fantastic.
says his
The
tale.
tabletop tile sets that they've been making. These are
And see
various
that?
Wormwood types. You can see
Various
all the different types of
Wormwoods.
wood
I
available.
like that better than the others, to be
Plus
honest with you.
here,
That's the
be
type
sure
of
to check out
thing.
Wormwood's
I said
Kickstarter
this during
campaign,
Talks Machina.
to pick up your own
That's the
set.
type of thing that you'd
They have
want
all
like
different
that.
uses, like tiny dice roller set, tiny dice prison, trackers for spells and stuff, card holders. It's pretty badass. So check it out. See if it's something you like. But we have this to be given away to one of you folks when we return here from the break. Tonight's password is grateful.
Grateful.
Because we are.
Kickstarter. Because we
It's
are.
grateful. Enter it once in the chat. Any more than that, you'll be disqualified. For our friends in the U.S. and Canada, excluding Quebec, who are applicable. We'll return here from the break and have a winner shortly. See you in a minute.
All right, guys, that's it for Campaign 2, Episode 59, Part 2. I'm surprised we only get Sorna. I feel like they were kind of saying that earlier, or at least the other guy. Did we get his name? I don't recall getting the name of the bigger dude. The dude that was talking to Sorna kind of like fronted a little bit with her. I guess trying to impose his size. But Sorna was like, yo, we're working together to survive. You're the muscle. I'm the fire bearer. And fire's more important than muscle right now, I guess. So either way, there's a respect there. And Sorna agrees to be our guide, our land speaker, so to speak, or our land speaker, so says Matt. I thought once we woke up, maybe one other guy, possibly two of the guys that we fought. Because I'm thinking the hunting party came back. They got spiders, they got wolves. Yasha is in love with Spider Mate. Weird, but I mean, it probably tastes like chicken if it's juicy and meaty enough. We're talking gigantic spiders. Spiders that are big enough to feed giants. Matt said just one little chunk was enough to be a fistful of juicy meat. And Matt said it tasted pretty good. Even for someone like Jester that never had it before. Yasha loves the stuff, but we get poisoned. We do go to sleep. We wake up. I guess we recover from such things. Sorna is our guide. We aren't having the giants come with us. They're going to, do their thing here. But Matt said here, these giants are around 15 to 18 feet tall, and Sorna uses magic. That's pretty badass for us to have. Let's go figure out what happened with them. Besides that, I mean, all we really got was a bunch of more giants that are willing to trust Sorna to trust us. Enough so to let her go, but they really aren't all about it. I mean, they probably should have told us you're going to get poisoned. How come they didn't feel the effects? I'm guessing it's because they're so large and maybe their digestive systems are better on things like that, like roughage. They could process it better, digest it better. This is where we're at. We're going to finish it in the live stream. I'm going to go edit this up. You guys want to see more of what I do? Full-on edited reactions to all the shows on the channel, the Patreon hour exclusives for every episode, Vox Machina Season 1 and 2, Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, Farscape, all these shows, hundreds of movies. Check below, Patreon. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.